Hello everybody. This is my brief overview of your week 2 tasks. Also, it will serve as a refresher to your orientation to make sure that we're all on the same page now that we're in week number 2. As you can see right now, we're on the home page. I already made modifications to your central panel here on your home page, including what's due for this week. As you know, we have to work on the your check-in, your logins, especially the one due on this Monday and Tuesday. That's the one I record. That's done through your week 2 module. Then you've got reading check 11, homework 11 due by Thursday in MAL, and then you have right away RC 12 and homework 12. That's due on Sunday. So, those are the deadlines, but I would suggest that you work on these as early as possible in the week. Then you've got midterm number 1 starting on Friday morning. You're going to be able to access it if you want by Friday or as late as Sunday. Once you're in, you're going to be limited to approximately 2 hours for that exam. Notice that also I sent an announcement earlier, I think it was yesterday or this morning actually, that gave you info on the exam and also on the practice exam that is open from today all the way through the day or the night before the actual exam opens up on Friday. So basically it's open from, the practice exam is open from now till Thursday. Let's see, well, let me just go to module 2. Yes, I'll go through the link here, and here we are. And as always, you've got the week 2 overview. I click on that if you want, just to show you. They've got, again, the agenda. Again, so just a little reminder again what's due this week. Then, you can skip this one. And then here are the resources for each of those modules. So the PowerPoint slides, Excel, the link to the lecture notes, and then the homework page as well, or the homework answer keys. Same thing with chapter 12 as well. So you can always access that. I'll click next at the bottom of the page here. Here's your check-in that I just mentioned before. Here are the lecture notes. If I go there, I can obviously kick it out into its own web page. And here is what this looks like. I can start this. And here you will have some videos in the LO, so the learning objectives for the week for chapter 11. These are very useful videos to use for your study. Here's some definitions that we're going to be working on over the week. Here are some calculations and some concepts that are always pop up in this class. This is so I just basically up front give you some pointers on certain things, including calculating interest, and some basics about current liabilities, how you journalize them, and same thing with the payroll. Below here is a table on tax rates and tax ceilings. You should review that, and then I can move over to the second part of this, lecture note number 2, 11.2. Here I show you how to measure and how you record certain transactions that relate to current liabilities. So I have some sample liabilities here, and I show you here how to actually do the calculation itself, and also how to book it. I keep going to the next part. Lecture note number 3 shows you also some calculations of some concepts that relate to certain parts of the chapter. So here is the one that relates to how you deal or how you think about limits. In this case, on Social Security tax. Here's also another sort of explanation about how to think about limits that relate to, in this case, unemployment tax for both state and federal, when you have to book this at the end of a year versus here, which is at the beginning of the year. So it's a little something in there that you need to think about. Then lastly, you also have something here related to the payroll, again, using the payroll register. So you can always review this. and ask me questions in the discussion forums if you want. There's also obviously some questions that I already placed in your discussions that relate to each of these parts that we're looking at the moment. Then we go to the last lecture note on contingent liabilities, and this is very simple, but it's also hopefully useful. Now, once you're done with this with these lecture notes, you can go back to the module, click next. You don't see the next here because I didn't place the frame correctly, but I click on that, and so now you come to the homework keys. I can select any of these to look at the answer key for each of those problems that are either assigned or not. Either way, you have some keys to look at and review your thinking about each of these. Let me click on this one. It's actually exercise 17. So before I click on that, if I go to the given for this problem, it looks like this in your textbook. So here's 1117. How to generalize a current liability given this information. So once you review the actual given, you can go to the answer key here and see what it looks like in terms of the answer itself. It's a Google Doc, and right here, here's the answer. Now, at times, I do place other things around this, my own notes, my own thinking, if it's necessary. This one is kind of simple, so there's nothing there. So that's how you do the review of each of these homework items. The ones that are required have the star next to it, like this one. Some don't, but you still have some answer keys to refer to if you wish. Once you're done with that, you keep moving. Again, we're still in chapter 11. This you don't need to look at. It's actually the same thing as before. Here's the actual class participation discussion thread. Here's some questions, as I said before, for the discussion. And here's where you answer these questions. I already have some questions here for this chapter. Wow, it's good. You guys are up to it. So let me keep moving. And let's keep going through all these discussions here. And one more, I believe. No, one more. Now you get to the actual reading check, which is already available to you, embedded here in the module. Somebody asked me this morning, I believe, if they could actually access this specific reading check, for example, inside of or directly logging into your MyLab account, and that is correct. You can actually access, no matter whether you do it through here or you do it through directly through MyLab. Either way, I will transfer the scores to our Canvas gradebook. It will be the same thing. So I'll keep going. Now it's the homework 11, same thing here. And you keep moving, you do that, and you actually submit it. By the way, if I go back to that, you will see that here the required or the assigned homework items for this chapter. And again, you would review the answer key as I showed you previously. Go to here and access the in this case only the ones that are assigned. And if you do that, it looks like this. Here's the problem. Obviously, you would have already had reviewed the answer key before, so you know how to answer this already. But if you don't, you can always go to question help, and especially this one. This is really good. Help me solve this will walk you through each of the steps using a different set of numbers, but the same problem. All right, let me leave this. And so now I'm going to just go back to the modules because I think you get the point. And I'm going to go to our module. We were here at the moment right there, and it will be the same thing for chapter 12. And then notice that at the bottom here, there's a section of some pages that give you the work for the midterm exam. So if you have any, you have a practice exam, you can look at it. It's very much the same as the actual exam. You should, if you have questions, post them here and in the pre-midterm 1 questions discussion thread before Friday, and then we'll discuss it. Once after Friday hits, there's no more questions here. I'm going to close this. And then once you're done, you're going to again scroll to the next page, and that's where you're going to be taking the exam. And again, you can do it through here or through MyLab. Now, right now, it's not open yet. It will open up on Friday. And then post questions, post M1 questions are going to be placed here. So after you take the exam, and I'm talking about after the deadline, which would be Sunday night. So on Monday, you can ask questions about the midterm exam in this section. And you're done. That will be week number 2. It's a lot of work, so we have to get up and running right away. It's a short quarter. And so at the end of this module, you have a week 2 summary, week 3 preview, as always, and you're done. Again, hopefully this was a helpful tour of what to do this week, and I hope you enjoy it. Take care. Bye-bye.